All right, let's dive in. This week, India's playing a really complex game on the world stage. And it's a story that's unfolding on three completely different fronts. You've got global deal making, some serious regional power plays, and a massive push for growth right at home. So let's break down the strategy. So, the big question is this: how on earth is India managing to juggle its global partnerships, assert its power in the region, and fuel its own internal growth, all at the same time? It's a fascinating balancing act, for sure. Let's see how they're pulling it off.
First up, Act 1, the global stage. This is all about India's big push to strengthen economic ties and, build bridges with countries all over the world.
And what's so interesting here is this kind of dual track diplomacy. India is talking to two major and often competing global powers at the same time. On one side, there's a big effort to finally get a trade deal done with the US, which could mean lower tariffs on Indian goods. But on the other side, India's getting closer to Russia with a major business dialogue. You see, this isn't an either-or strategy. It's a both-and approach to foreign policy. But it's not just about these huge trade deals. India is also making waves on a much more personal level with something called the UPI-UPU integration. Now, this could be a total game changer for the millions of people sending money back home. The whole idea is to link India's incredibly successful payment system, UPI, with the global postal network. So, how does it actually work? Well, it's pretty straightforward. Someone in India just uses their normal UPI app to send money. That payment then zips through the UPU's massive global network, and boom, the person on the other end gets the money fast and with much, much lower fees. It's a perfect example of India using its homegrown tech to solve a real-world global problem. Okay, on to Act 2. Here we're shifting gears from global cooperation to the much more complex and assertive moves India is making closer to home. We're talking about the regional chessboard. And this really gets to the heart of their strategy. On the one hand, India is extending a hand for global trade, but at the same exact time, it's taking a very firm stance in its own backyard. These two things aren't contradictory, they're just two sides of the same strategic coin. A perfect example of this is the recent announcement about the Indus River system. India plans to divert some of that water for its own use, which of course has huge implications for its neighbor Pakistan. But what's really crucial here is that India is making it clear this move is within the rules of the old 1960 Indus Waters Treaty. It's basically saying, we're securing our own resources, but we're doing it by the book. So who actually benefits from this? Well, the plan is to get more water to the bustling capital of Delhi and to the pretty dry states of Haryana and Rajasthan. This just goes to show how a big international policy move can have a very real, very local impact on water security for millions of people. Now, alongside managing resources, India is also flexing its military muscles. A notification just went out for a potential missile test in the Bay of Bengal. Just announcing the dates and location like this, well, it sends a crystal clear message of strategic readiness in a really critical part of the world. And all of this brings us to Act 3, the foundation at home. Because here's the thing, right? A country's power on the global and regional stage is built on how stable and prosperous it is internally. All these external moves are directly connected to what's happening inside India. And the scale of that internal focus is just immense. We're talking about nearly 71,000 crore rupees in new infrastructure projects. To put that in perspective, that's roughly $8.5 billion US dollars. It's a massive bet on the country's own economic future. But what's really important is where this money is going. This isn't just about propping up the usual economic hubs. The development is being deliberately spread out, with a clear focus on boosting growth in eastern and northeastern India. The whole strategy is to create a more balanced, nationwide kind of development. So let's pull all these threads together now. Let's zoom out and look at the big picture. What does India's complex balancing act look like when you see it all laid out at once? Here's how it all connects, nice and simple. On the global front, you've got trade talks with the US and Russia. The goal? Economic growth and influence. In the region, strategic moves with water and missiles are all about national security. And at home, that huge infrastructure push is designed to create prosperity and stability. Each action supports a distinct but deeply connected goal. So, the real takeaway here is that these aren't just random news events. This is a cohesive, three-pronged strategy in action. What we're really seeing is a nation actively trying to shape its own destiny by engaging the world, securing its neighborhood, and strengthening its core all at the very same time.
And that leaves us with one big forward-looking question. As India continues this really intricate dance, which of these three critical fronts, the global stage, the regional chessboard, or the foundation at home, is going to demand the most attention and energy in the future? That right there is the story to watch.